Hello there and welcome to another weekly update. This weekly update is being brought to you from London's Heathrow Airport. You can see that because there's an aeroplane just there. It's not a great place. It's quite hard to find quiet places in airports, it turns out. Anyway, the reason for this is this week it's MVP Summit week, so super exciting. So if you don't know what the MVP Summit is, a bunch of as many MVPs as who can make it really go out to the Microsoft campus. Good chance to catch up with each other, a lot of networking takes place, but also interaction with the product teams, interaction with Microsoft. A lot of stuff gets talked about that's under NDA, but it's a really good opportunity for kind of for MVPs to connect up and also connect with each other as well. So it's always a great week. Always looking forward to it. So yeah, it should be really good fun. There's lots and lots of Teams stuff happening at the moment anyway. A couple of things for you to kind of be aware of that are happening this week. So there's a good roundup actually. The Teams team do a good roundup every month of what's new, and we've just had the March roundup just come out. So a couple of interesting things in that. So you can now install apps in with Teams. You can install them with application permissions. So that's kind of interesting. So already you've always been able to do like delegated permissions for applications, but now you can install apps that have application permissions, and that's in preview. So that's a really kind of changes the needle really for a lot of different types of applications. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this and looking forward to this. So it's it's going to be really. It also means actually you can create new teams from scratch that include apps right from the off as well. So all that's very, very exciting. Other interesting things, you can now add tabs to channels in Graph, which is kind of cool. You could be able to do that for a while, but now you can do it with new different types of tabs. So things like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, document libraries, all things you can now do from Graph. Create tabs of those types, so you can programmatically add tabs to your channels of those special types as well. So that is very exciting as well. What else? You can send channel messages now that include things like at mentioning people. You can do inline replies, you can do subject lines, loads and loads more support than just sending text now in the API. Again, hugely exciting. And you can what else can you do? I'm looking offline, so a lot of this I don't have my like normal kind of setup in front of me for my notes. You can also install a bot that sends messages. So using application permissions, you can add you can add Teams bots into Teams. So not like just one-to-one Teams, straight into channels as well. Do all that with apps. You can deep links as well, add deep links to channels. So you can create deep links into channels and deep links in Teams, all of that programmatically as well. So loads and loads of stuff now in the API, the Graph API for interacting with Teams. Expect plenty of blog posts from me in the coming weeks on exactly how you do all this stuff, because it's going to take me a little while to dig into it as well. I'm super excited for some of this stuff. We've been asking for it for a while, so it's really good to see it coming. It's really good to see that the team are listening as well and kind of delivering on this stuff. There's also loads of new features for admins, Teams admins as well. So ability with new permissions, so they can access Teams when they're not a member of, which is kind of interesting. They can add and remove members, they can create and delete channels, add and delete tabs as well. Also using the Graph API, you can now create a team, but with a single API call, you can bundle up everything you need. So with one API call, you can create a team with channels, with apps, with tabs, all in one big API call. You just put it all in the request, and it all gets created in one go. You haven't got to do like an iterative loop of waiting for the tabs to be created, waiting for the channels to be created, which you could do today, but it just makes for more code, right? So it's really nice that this is all kind of happening all in one. So that happened. Also, and I nearly missed this the other day, kind of fairly breaking news, you can now display adaptive cards that you create yourself in Microsoft Teams. So for a while you've been able to display different types of cards in Teams, but now you can create the full range of adaptive cards that you build up programmatically, you build up yourself in JSON, so unlimited ability for the layout. and how those cards are laid out, they can now display in Teams. Very, very exciting. Will unlock loads of different ways that bots can kind of interact with users, and the ability for really rich presentation of information. Definitely going to be blog posts about that, but putting that out there now just so you know it's happening. I'll link to the announcement post in the description of the video, or the audio if you're listening to this. But yeah, very, very exciting. And then finally, something else to leave you with is an interesting blog post Microsoft put out. Actually, the title of it is 10 of the latest Teams integrations to help you work smarter. And what it is, as it sounds like, it's kind of a listicle. It's 10 different ways that people are integrating Microsoft Teams into their workflow. So 10 products, services and applications that integrate into Microsoft Teams. Why is that interesting to you as a developer? Well, use it for ideas. Just look through that list to get an idea, like different ideas of how people are using Teams, how people are interacting with Teams, the different things that you can do now on the Teams stack, because Teams development is about way more than just writing bots now. There's loads of different ways that you can extend Teams and make it more interesting, make it more usable, bring the user's data to the user, make Teams a more productive environment for your users. So go and look at that blog post for ideas, if nothing else. Alright, that's everything from me. I'm just about ready to go and jump on a plane. I don't know when this will get uploaded, probably in about 12 hours time when I get to the hotel and get back on decent Wi-Fi. But anyway, have a great weekend. I'm going to have a great week next week. I will try and do some videos from there. Probably the weekly update will be from the Microsoft campus. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you kind of tune in next week. Or if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll try and keep that up to date as well, what's going on. Have a good one and speak to you next time.